All right, let's dive into one of the most powerful plays ever written, Sophocles' Antigone. This is a story that gets right to the heart of a massive question. What do you do when the law of the land clashes with the law of your conscience? It's an epic showdown between family and the state, between a king's decree and what you believe the gods demand. I mean, really think about that. When a law feels fundamentally, morally wrong, is it your duty to break it? That's the question at the core of this whole thing, and it's a dilemma that's just as real today as it was thousands of years ago. And for the people in our story, this one question is about to tear their entire world apart. So let's set the scene. We're in the city of Thebes, and it's just coming up for air after a horrible civil war. The two sons of the infamous King Oedipus, Eteocles and Polynices, were fighting over the throne, and in the end, they killed each other. With both brothers dead, their uncle, Creon, steps up and takes the crown. And his first order of business? Laying down the law, hard. He declares that Eteocles, who defended Thebes, gets a hero's burial. But his brother, Polynices, who attacked the city, he's labeled a traitor. His body must be left out in the open to rot, a gruesome message to anyone who even thinks about defying the new king. Now, you have to understand just how brutal this is. For the ancient Greeks, a proper burial wasn't just a tradition. It was absolutely essential for your soul's journey to the afterlife. Denying it was more than just a punishment. It was a deep spiritual violation. Creon is making it crystal clear. The state comes first above all else. And this is where our hero, Antigone, steps onto the stage. She's the sister of both men, the hero and the so-called traitor. So you can see her impossible choice, right? Obey the king and let her brother's soul be damned forever, or honor her family, defy the law, and face a certain death sentence. But her sister, Ismene, sees it completely differently. Ismene is the practical one. She's terrified of Creon's power, and basically says, look, we're just women. We can't fight the state. But Antigone? Nope. She believes she answers to a much higher authority, the laws of the gods, and her unbreakable duty to her family. And this quote just says it all. To her, this isn't a crime, it's a holy duty. In her mind, the laws of the gods are timeless, they're absolute, and no mortal king, not even Creon, has the right to stand in their way. Her mind is made up. So Antigone doesn't wait around. She sneaks out, performs the burial rituals for her brother, and of course, she gets caught. A terrified guard discovers what she's done and hauls her in front of King Creon. And now we get the epic confrontation the whole play has been building towards. From Creon's perspective, this is simple. It's black and white. He made a law, she broke it. To him, this isn't about family, it's about anarchy. It's a direct threat to his authority and the stability he's trying to build. If he backs down now, he looks weak, and his entire rule could crumble. But Antigone's comeback is just wow. She basically tells him his man-made laws are nothing. They're completely meaningless compared to the eternal justice of the gods. And right there, this stops being about a burial. It's now a fundamental clash of worldviews. Creon's state versus Antigone's faith. You think the stakes can't get any higher? Think again. Because Creon's own son, Haemon, walks in. And here's the kicker. He's engaged to marry Antigone. So all of a sudden, this political crisis is now a messy, deeply personal family crisis. Now, Haemon's smart. He doesn't just charge in yelling. He tries to reason with his dad. He starts by saying, hey, just so you know, the people of the city, they're on Antigone's side. Then he uses this great metaphor, telling his father to be like a tree that bends in the wind instead of a rigid one that snaps. He's pleading for wisdom, not just mercy. But Creon is just too proud. He's not listening. He accuses his son of being whipped, of being controlled by a woman. He completely dismisses him. And that's when Haemon, pushed to his absolute limit, delivers this chilling line. It's a threat, but it's also a prophecy. Creon's stubbornness is about to cost him everything. And right on cue, the conflict goes from personal to cosmic. The blind prophet Tiresias shows up. Now, this is a big deal. Tiresias is the real deal. He speaks for the gods themselves. He doesn't care about politics or family drama. He's here with a message, and it is terrifying. Tiresias lays out all these horrifying signs. The gods are literally rejecting the city's prayers. The sacrificial fires won't light. The birds are acting crazy, fighting each other. The whole natural order is out of whack. And why? because Creon has messed up badly. He left a dead body to rot, and he's walled up a living person, Antigone, in a tomb. And then comes the hammer blow. Tiresias tells him point blank, "You're going to pay for this, and the price is going to be your own family." The gods demand balance, a life for a life, flesh of your own flesh. It's a horrifyingly specific prophecy. Well, you can argue with your niece, you can argue with your son, but you do not argue with the prophet who speaks for the gods. The pure terror of divine punishment finally shatters Creon's pride. He does a complete 180 and literally runs off to fix his mistakes, to bury Polynices and free Antigone. But here's the thing about Greek tragedy. Just realizing you were wrong isn't enough. The gears of fate are already turning, and Creon's change of heart comes tragically, devastatingly too late. And the downfall is just breathtakingly fast. Creon gets to the tomb, but Antigone has already hanged herself. His son Haemon is there, and in his grief, he lunges at Creon with a sword. He misses, and then turns the sword on himself. When the news gets back to the palace, Creon's wife, the queen, just calmly walks to the altar, kills herself, and curses her husband with her last breath. In a matter of minutes, his entire family is gone. And this is the real tragedy of it all. Antigone died for what she believed in. But Creon is forced to live. He won. He upheld his law. But what did it get him? He's a king of an empty palace, a ruler of ghosts. In the end, there's nothing left of the proud, stubborn king. He sees it all with perfect, agonizing clarity. He knows it was his pride that did this. But that realization comes with a terrible price. There's no one left to forgive him and nothing he can do to turn back the clock. And the play ends with the chorus giving us the final moral of the story. It's a pretty clear lesson. True wisdom isn't about being right all the time. It's about being humble. Creon's big words, his absolute laws, were just a product of his pride, and for that, he was punished beyond imagination. So that leaves us with one last big question to chew on. Who is the real tragic hero of this story? Is it Antigone, the martyr who refused to compromise her beliefs, or is it Creon, the powerful man who loses everything and is forced to live with the crushing weight of his mistakes? There's no easy answer, and what you decide says a lot about what you think is most important, principle or survival.